"1,820 years ago, a girl called Amir Fritz made a contract with an unknown being, later to be known as the Devil of all Earth. Amir received the power of the Titans, becoming a god amongst men, and the founding pillar where it all began. However, with this great power came a greater curse. She and all other Titans that would come after her had only 13 years to live. This would come to be known as the Curse of Amir. Her name is passed down in legend as a miracle, a cultivator of barren land, a builder of roads, and a raiser of bridges. However, as all things must, her life soon came to an end, and her soul was split into 9 Titans. The 9 Titans consisted of the Cart Titan, the Female Titan, the Attack Titan, the Armored Titan, the Colossus Titan, the Jaw Titan, the Warhammer Titan, the Beast Titan, as well as the Founding Titan. The 9 Titans, with their incredible strength, set their sights on Marley, the predominant power at the time, with an eye to create a new civilization in its place, Eldia. The Titans turned to conquest, taking land and warring with the remnants of the Marlians, forcing other races to bear their children, expanding Amir's bloodline. All the while, they passed down the power of the Titans to the next generation through the consumption of their predecessors. If not passed down, the power would manifest in a newborn child of their people. This occurred for 1,700 years, and the people of this line began to be known as Eldians, or the people of Amir. However, this was until the new king of Eldia, Karl Fritz, racked with guilt from the actions of his predecessors, fled in the last Great Titan War, taking most of his people alongside most of the royal family to the island of Paradis. What Eldians remained suffered a devastating defeat at the hands of the Marlians, and were forced to surrender control of 7 of the 9 Titans. The 2 remaining Titans managed to elude capture. The Founding Titan remained within King Karl Fritz, and the Attack Titan was thought to be lost. Karl Fritz, being of royal blood, could access all the powers of the Founding Titan, and built a refuge for his people. He created many Colossus Titans to stand together and act as the foundation for 3 mighty walls: the Wall Maria, the Wall Rose, and the Wall Sina. In order to maintain the safety of his new kingdom, King Fritz declared this threat to the Marlians, that if any act of war was committed against the remnants of Eldia, the tens of millions of Titans encased within the walls would be unleashed upon the world to flatten the entire Earth. This, though, was only ever to be a bluff. The king let what remained of the Eldian royal family still residing in Marley know that, if the Marlians were ever to attack the walls, he would allow the Eldians to be destroyed, as he believed was just. Using the memory-altering power of the Founding Titan, King Fritz ensured his people forgot their violent past. And so, the Eldians were made to believe that they were the last remaining humans left in the world, surrounded by walls protecting them from the Titans outside. However, a few bloodlines were immune to the king's power, leaving their memories intact. These were the Ackerman clan and the Oriental clan. And so, they were persecuted and hunted down by the king. The king Karl Fritz took a new name for his bloodline, Rice, and set up a fake royal line to draw attention away from them. Before passing down his powers to the next in line in secret, the first king imposed a vow upon his bloodline. No one of royal blood was to ever go to war, but to keep the peace behind the walls, until their eventual destruction. the current true royal family that hides behind the walls is that of Rod Rice and his 5 legitimate children, alongside an illegitimate daughter he had with the maid Alma. Historia Rice. The remaining Eldians left on Marley were pushed to the lowest rungs of society. Dozens still were shipped to the island of Paradis and transformed into mindless titans as punishment, a practice that would be repeated whenever the Eldians showed disobedience. However, the Marleyans required the offspring of the Eldians as a means of passing down the 7 titan powers they had taken so long ago. Only Eldians, after all, possessed the ability to turn into titans. The kingdom of Marley was rapidly running out of natural resources, of which the island of Paradis had in abundance. So it is that Marley came to look to destroy the walls of New Eldia, with only the hollow threat from the first king keeping them at bay. 7 recruits chosen became the Marleyan warriors, trained and indoctrinated with a single purpose: to infiltrate and one day destroy the walls, alongside all the peoples that lived within them.